Would you please shut the hell up? The champ!
Welcome to the Horseshit Podcast. We are live from the Horseshit Bar in South Australia. We are ready to rock and or roll. We're here to talk some shit again, but we've got a special guest. My name's Blake the Man Mitchell. You know, fucking last week I told everyone to stop calling me the man, and I just did it myself. I'm here with Cannonball Chris Taylor. I'm here with the real deal Steve Oneal, and we got a special guest later on in this podcast. He was, you know what, a little bit special to me without everyone tearing up. I hope there's plenty of tissues. But when I first, thanks, motherfucker. When I first started promoting High Risk Pro Wrestling, which was my baby a long time ago, and for very long, you know, it was for 7 years of my life, it consumed me. The very first television champion that I had for High Risk Pro Wrestling was our guest that we have a bit later on in this podcast.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It was Ace Wilson. Your first ever TV champ.
Really? He had to just jump in like that and just spoil it for everyone?
Oh, this is awkward. I thought we had Johnny Raddick on the show. No, just joking. The first TV champion was the Aboriginal assassin, Ace Wilson. A guy I trained, and, you know, he probably doesn't tell many people that anymore, which is fair enough. But he's on the show later on, and I'm super keen to have him on. We got some questions for him. The real deal Steve Oneal's obviously here. Cannibal Chris Taylor's here. Blake Mitchell, we're going to ask him some questions, have a laugh, spit some shit, and try to get him laughing, because I know we're going to have a good time tonight at the Horseshit Bar, drinking plenty of shots. Cannibal, you know, we fucking missed your segment last week. People are on notice. Who the fuck's on notice? What race? What colour? What fucking nationality? Where are we at? I don't know why this went
you
race.
are making me out to be one racist dude. Yes, I have a shaved head. Yes, I have a goatee. I am not a neo-Nazi. Stop doing the Nazi signs, fuckers.
That's all right. I know you refuse to take taxis for this reason. Who is on notice?
You know what? Who was on notice? You know what? Look, it's SA drivers, all right? I'm a South Australian, and I love South Australia with all my heart. But some of you people out there have no idea what you are doing on the roads. Now, you see, I've asked this question to Steve earlier on, and I said to him, right.
Are we doing it now?
I'm doing it now.
Are we? Okay, we're going straight in the fucking segment.
Well, you know, what do you want to do? Do you
I
want
thought
to
we were doing it later. I thought we had the interview first.
Well, we're doing the segment
we
now.
can do it later then.
Are we doing
you know
his...
what? No.
Okay, we're doing it now.
We'll let everybody
He's so
wait. No,
keen. He's so keen to do his segment because it got cut off last week.
You know, wait, just shut up. All right,
Wait,
look,
did you watch the Royal Rumble 99? Did you watch the main event?
Did you? Did you?
Yeah.
Do not
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Don't lie.
In 99, I
Don't
did.
lie.
Don't
You
get
did
me
not watch
started
shit.
on that,
Shut
because
up.
I know that you both didn't watch it, so that's why we're not doing it this week. All right, we're
Right.
doing it the following week.
All right, fuck it. All right, Cannibal, people are on notice later on tonight. Ace Wilson, the Aboriginal assassin, the guy that's been in the business now for probably almost 10 years, actually. It's weird to even think about that since when he first sent an email to me. Ace Wilson, the Aboriginal assassin, welcome to the show, bro.
Hey,
boys, how are you?
Yeah,
Great to be
great,
on the
man.
show. How you doing?
Good.
Hey,
It's good to have you here.
Nice
Yeah,
double
thanks,
replay.
thanks.
Hey, it's about fucking time.
Welcome to the
It's only
Horseshit
been
Bar.
like, what, 2 weeks, hasn't it? What?
Hey, I don't know about that. Did you have a shot?
Oh, I had several shots.
You know-
Alright, so I'm loosened up.
Is that all?
And it's not goon, all right? So just get the stereotype out, all right?
Ace, thank you so much for coming to the show, brother. You know, one of my favourite matches you've ever had, and you did great business for me, was against one of my co-conspirators here tonight, Cannibal Chris Taylor. I was a promoter of High Risk Pro Wrestling for a very long time, and Cannibal Chris Taylor versus Ace Wilson, Flaming Tables, and a match that happened before that was myself versus former ECW World Champion Steve Corino. We went before intermission so these guys could main event the show in a Flaming Tables match, which I believe was the first since Steve Oneal that took place in MPW.
But the difference was, it's a notorious Flaming Tables match. The difference was Ace Wilson's table actually broke.
It did, which was fantastic. No, but in all seriousness, we had Ace Wilson versus Cannibal Chris Taylor, Flaming Tables over the international guy. And one thing that stood out so much for me is that there was another international wrestling show that had Masato Tanaka, that had so many international guys at the Theberton Theatre, and we drew an amazing crowd. We sold out the Yearly Road Hall. I'm not going to put it down to Steve Corino and myself because, Steve, yes, he's an international talent. Hopefully we had Masato Tanaka. We advertised it didn't happen. But the main event was the Flaming Tables. And Cannibal Chris Taylor versus Ace Wilson was the match that we built up. Ace Wilson, my first question to you, my brother. What is your... I hope that didn't fucking lead you in a certain direction. What is the scariest moment in a match that you've ever had in your career of over 10 years?
Well, I pretty much think you just hit the nail on the head there, Blake. As obviously, 2006 I started, and literally, less than half a year later, I'm actually Flaming Tables match against you, Cannonball. Mm-hmm. And going in as a rookie and just kind of having that blind ambition, just trying to do the best thing that I can do, put you over, do everything that I can, make sure we're both safe. And then when that incident happened, when you put me through that Flaming Table, and oh man, it was hot like hell. Like seriously, that was probably my most scariest moment, man.
I felt the heat,
and,
brother.
Yeah, putting it right there, Blake. That is one of my most scariest moments, and I'm putting that right at the top.
That's and Cannibal. Obviously, I'm lucky enough to have to my right side here, who's in the match and a part of this show. Cannibal, what was going through your mind? This match we'd built up. We had it on TV. Yep. We had everything. We built this up so much. And Cannibal, what was going through your mind when you put Ace Wilson through the table?
Ace, you and I have become really close in the wrestling business ever since that night. I was very concerned because you did have to go to hospital that night.
That's right.
With third-degree burns.
Yeah.
Am I correct? Yep. And you know what? I don't wish anybody any harm. But when you had to go to hospital and have, get that looked at, and to me it scared me a bit. And the next night I wasn't taking the piss when I asked you to come around for a barbecue.
I fucking remember that. How funny,
Right? Yeah. The next night he's come to my house. I invited him.
So did Ace, you spent time in hospital that night, or?
Yeah, I did. I actually, as you mentioned before, Blake, you were obviously the promoter. You were upset about my welfare and whatnot, and also had Ben Stevens, who was there with me at the...
He was there with you the whole time,
Yeah. So basically, credit to Ben Stevens for actually caring and sitting through the hospital all night. And yeah, so that's it, man. Like, very, very scary time for me.
Yeah.
It's right for me to say funny now because everyone's okay, but my fiance at the time, which is the mother of my daughter, was sitting out the back, as in the back of the audience with former ECW World Champion Steve Corino, who was sitting up there trying to sell some T-shirts and doing some some shameless plugging. Steve was up there, and fucking Ben Stevens and Ace, these guys are lighting up the table with the lighter fluid. And Steve, I remember hearing the stories, and even Steve told me, he's sitting there and he goes, "Whoa, way too much."
Way too much.
They got the lighter fluid, like, whoa, that's way too much, brother. And Steve sat there, he's been there with Balls Mahoney, the Dudley Boys for ECW and stuff, and these guys are fucking lighting it up. Way too much. And I freeze framed the fucking footage on TV, and the flame was enormous.
It was.
Fucking, Cannibal lost his eyebrows. He lost his
hair. Oh, wait.
Whoa. I'm in that category now, motherfucker. But, so much happened, and there was people in the crowd actually crying. And people we knew personally, not just fans that didn't know each other, but people that knew each other that knew this was a work. We had a story in place that we're trying to tell. But people were sitting there in tears. Yeah. They were scared. That Ace Wilson went through the table. He was on fire. He literally went through the table. Okay, yes, the table's on fire. There's 3-4 feet of flames. When Ace hit it, there's 7-8 feet of flames because of air and combustion, whatever else. But when Ace hit it, he went through the table and rolled out of the ring on fire. Yeah. He didn't go out. He didn't put it out. He went out of the ring on fucking fire.
Is this on YouTube? Because I would love to be able to.
Not sure, but
the clip is not the whole match. I need to go through the archives and get that.
Look, I'll tell you this now, Blake, and Ace as well. My dad, he was in the audience that night, and my old man, he's what's the word? Harder than a coffin nail. Like he's a tough fucker. And he's seen a lot in his life, He's 81.
Fucking Cockney, fucking
he's
Londoner.
He's a proper Cockney Londoner. So he's hard as fuck. And he come up to me later that night, And he said to me, I said to my dad, I said, "What do you think?" And he looked at me and he goes, "You two are the fucking nutcases, absolute nutcases to do that." And to hear him say that is, something tremendous, because what Ace and I had done that night, really affected everybody in a different way. We done something tremendous, man. There was mixed emotions. As Blake said, there were people crying. People just couldn't believe what they were seeing. And I'm going to put this one out there as well, because I nearly died that night.
Yeah, after
I
seeing that
nearly
footage,
lost my head
Almost
that
got
night.
decapitated.
my bad.
Nah, it's all good, man. It's all good.
For that reason, I'll try to find the footage.
Yep.
The sale of High Risk Pro Wrestling to Johnny Reddick and PWSA, Snake Pit, whatever. That's legit. He owns usage of my footage, and he actually has the rights to it at the moment.
Yep.
But I still do too. But I will do the best I can to try to find that, because Cannibal Chris Taylor did almost get decapitated by fucking street sign
Shouldn't laugh,
in that
but
match.
it's funny now.
But he survived, right? So that's the funny part.
The thing was that I didn't know about it until I actually saw the footage.
Well, so Ace, what happened with that then?
Well, I rewatched the footage. Actually, it was these guys that actually rewatched the footage, and they go, "Did you realise you almost killed Cannibal?" I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I was safe as hell. And then we watched the footage. What was it, like I hit you with like a shovel or something?
A street sign.
Nah, street sign. It was a 60 street sign.
And you let go of it.
Yeah.
And it was up on a fucking standstill. And just as he fell, it fell slightly a second before him.
Oh, my God.
And he landed flat instead of dead on it. Yeah, it was fucking scary.
Unbelievable, man. And like when I saw, I'll be honest, because everybody said, "Oh, dude, you nearly died." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever, man. Rah rah rah."
Ah, it's a work.
But when I looked at it, I was like, "Holy shit!"
So you're trying to make Ace feel guilty
No.
because you almost died, but you sent him to the hospital?
I thought Blake was the king of controversy, not
what?
you.
Hang
all
on,
right?
hang on. You know what? At the end of the day, let's put this story straight.
Yep.
Story.
Story straight.
Let's put the
Brock
story
Lesnar.
straight. Diddly-dee. That was perfect. Look, let's put the story straight. If Cannonball bumped properly, he would have been decapitated. Because
Oh, I didn't bump properly, motherfucker.
Ace Wilson hit the motherfucker and let go. But you took like half a second to bump. So you would have been decapitated.
Yes, true.
Yeah, great point.
But Ace, it's like that. Look, it was a fucking great match. And as a promoter, this is slightly off script, but as a promoter, I've never said it in public. I've said it to you guys both privately before. Thank you so much for doing business for me as
thank
High Risk
you.
Pro Wrestling. But thank you. You know what? And I tried to pay you guys. I don't even remember what it was, but I tried to pay you guys responsibly for what it was for. I went to a hospital appointment with Ace Wilson. I remember.
What
that
did you
shit.
get, Ace?
I think it was a pie or something.
Yeah,
Really?
like a handful of fries.
You got a pie?
These guys are gonna cut a fucking.
Cheers for the $100 bucks, bro.
Yeah, you got a pie? I got $500. Thanks, brother.
Ah, shit.
Yeah. But I remember going to the RAH with Ace Wilson, at least on one occasion, and I tried to look after these guys, and I felt bad, and I tried to do what I could. But as a promoter, Ace Wilson, thank you so much. Cannibal Chris Taylor, thank you guys so much for doing
Thank you,
business
bro,
for me.
for having us.
No dramas.
Ace, you were going to say something? What were you going to say?
You were. I saw
Oh,
the old
sorry, I
point
didn't
of
want
the
to cut
finger.
you off there, Blake, but I was actually
I'm used to it.
at one of those appointments at the RAH. I remember they telling me if you were in that fire for one more second, you would have had to have a skin graft.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
That's-
Next question.
Yeah, fuck you. You fucking cunt.
Don't you owe him some more?
I do remember one appointment. They're like, "You owe us $85." Like, Blake, where the fuck are you?
He's gone.
He ran off. No, I'm just kidding. What means a lot to you? This is the question to you I have. What made you want to get involved in pro wrestling? What moment? What did you watch on television? What did you see live? Why are you in the business today?
I don't think there's a single solitary moment actually there, Blake. I think it's just a culmination of just watching, World Wrestling Federation on Foxtel. That was the only way we could really see it. Going through high school and then watching these guys here, Steve Oneal, Cannonball, all these guys in the early 2000s. I was going to the live events at the Octagon. You guys remember the Octagon, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
You guys
How good were
made the
these
Octagon.
guys?
Best venue in South Australia besides Thebarton.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It is the best venue, or was the best venue in Australia, period.
Oh,
And as
everything.
being a
Here,
fan
sorry.
there, sitting up
Here,
in that
here.
tiered seating and watching you guys perform and do your thing and have the balconies on the side, it was amazing. And this coming from a kid in high school was just like, oh my God, this is so cool. marking out here 101, whatever. But whatever, it's cool because like that's just watching you guys and then going, okay, you know what? I'm a bit bigger. I'm a big boy. I'll train. I'll lose some weight, whatever. And a few years down the track, I actually ended up getting into the wrestling business, going through, like you said, Blake, yourself.
So, Ace,
listen.
Ace, do you remember like the first WWF moment or WWE now, but WWF back in the day, or WCW that you kind of like the first one you ever seen?
Yeah, what caught you in?
Honestly,
Is that where you're going, Steve? So I don't want to cut your question.
Everyone has their own. So
Yeah, I really don't. I must have been all the chair shots over the years. I'm pretty forgetful, honestly. But no, I think one that sticks out of my mind the most was hearing about. This is just the early days of the internet as well, right? So I was hearing about Triple H versus Cactus Jack at the Royal Rumble 2000.
Okay.
That pulled me in. I saw that. I know it's not a wrestling match, but it was just a storytelling and watching it and going, these guys are actual athletes. That hooked me in, man. I was sold, man. Absolutely loved it.
But in saying, I know Ace, you just said that's not a wrestling match, but how fucking good was it? It was entertaining, which defines the fact of wrestling match. It's a sports entertainment match.
Yep.
How much were you emotionally bought in?
Oh, mate. I was on the edge of my seat.
Exactly.
That was the best match, I reckon, still to this day.
And I could put it on right now and you'd be entertained, right?
Oh, definitely.
That's the difference. If you could pick it, whether you've had it or not, or whether it's the future, who would be your number one opponent that you could wrestle? If, you know, whether it was Vince McMahon, or it was Johnny Raddick, whether it was Wrestle Rampage, whoever it was, if they said, Ace Wilson, you can have anybody you want, it's your last match of your career, who's it going to be against and why?
Not just because you're sitting next to me, but it's a real deal Steve Oneal. Not putting you over, man. Don't look at me like that. All right? Nah, seriously.
You want to match
Get your hand off his leg, Steve.
Jesus Christ. Nah, seriously, man. You, at the Octagon, got me entertained straight away, man. I appreciate it, and I really wanted to wrestle you ever since that moment, getting into the business. And I'm like, I'd love to have a match with him. But obviously you went away, did your thing. But yeah, definitely, I would love to go one-on-one with you. Wrestling-wise.
Sure.
That's a pretty big call, bro. Like, we're talking about
Out of anyone.
that you choose me. Is that fair dinkum?
Fair dinkum, dude.
You've heard it here. Like,
I'm kind of
that's silence,
as you could tell by that dead air. I mean, I'm literally. I mean, we've never this isn't the first time Ace has been around my house, and we've never spoken about that. And I'm
you guys
literally,
have never wrestled on the same show together, right?
No. I'm literally like that is a huge compliment to me. Huge compliment. And Ace, I appreciate that.
No worries, bro. But no, seriously, not doing a sob story here, but that's the truth, man. Like, watching you back in the day, man, we could tear the house down, man. Not saying you couldn't do it now, I'm just saying.
I mean, that's a huge thing. I mean, we've got the real deal Steve Oneal here. We're in the HSB, the Horseshit Bar, Horseshit Podcast. Ace Wilson, the Aboriginal assassin, a guy that's been in the business for over 10 years now, and he wants to work with a guy that wasn't even in his era. You know, Cannonball.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you, a guy that wrestled your first match against Steve Oneal.
Yep.
He wasn't even in Ace Wilson's era, but Ace Wilson has watched him, and I'm not talking about you like you're not here, but he wants his all-time match, the only opponent he hasn't had, wants to have, dream match, gets a real deal Steve Oneal.
And look, I can understand why he feels that way.
Of course you can.
You know,
fucking haven't fucking got your nose out of Steve's ass.
This is the man that I got to have my first match ever with. And look, you know, I'm not trying to rub that in, Ace. You know, well, fuck you, I am. No, I'm just joking. WrestleMania 32. Anyway, you know, look, you've picked the perfect guy that you'd love to have that match with, mate. And you know, there's so much I could say about Steve, but we don't have all night. I love the guy. My first match against him, I enjoyed. The outcome, you know, I don't like to talk about, but
what are you talking about? The outcome? You fucking double-crossed me, and I put you over.
Double-crossed you? How did I double-cross you?
I picked you up off the ground because you were laid out like a piece of trash.
After an eye poke.
1, 2, 3 in the middle of the damn ring. I picked you up, go to shake your hand and you fucking kick me in the guts and give me your finisher. If they don't double cross, then I don't know what is.
That's a double
I don't
cross.
call it
Must
a
be an
double.
English thing, I don't
Look,
know.
honestly, I don't
When
call
did
it.
that happen?
Dude,
I want a body count's fucked.
Hey, look, I don't call it a double cross. I just think Steve's just dumb, like for even putting his hand
Fucking
out to me, and he knew I was an animal, and I was ready to kick his ass. And
All right, I've
he
got a
puts
few
his hand out to me to go shake it, and like, why would you do that?
All right,
Like,
I've had a few relationships.
I'm ready
that
to
like
kick
that,
your
but you
ass
can't
again.
say-
You know?
Boy.
Now I'm gonna
HSP.
ask.
You're gonna
What do you, mate?
Get off
Dude,
his
I'm
lap.
gonna
You're
ask
sitting on
Ace.
his lap, man.
his
Like,
lap.
I
what
want to
the
ask
hell?
Ace a question, okay?
Okay.
Of course you do.
Now then, if you were the owner of a promotion in South Australia,
Don't guess your own book.
give me your main event of
Main event.
your promotion.
Way to put me on the spot, guys. Jesus.
South Australians only.
South Australians only.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the guys that I've watched a long time for is GD Grimm from RCW. I'd love to have him in the main event for me. Great bloke, great talent, big monster. He's been in Australian wrestling longer than me. I'd love to have him in my main event.
So that's Grim from RCW.
Yep. Correct.
But-
correct. That's the guy.
Question: Why?
He knows how to tell. All right, starting from the evolution of him, he's started off as a clown, no pun intended, but that was his character. He's
Exactly.
grown up and he's gone into this monster, and he's pulled off the character really well. He's
Okay.
clean and crisp in the ring. He knows how to tell a story, and he has the audience on the edge of their seat every time that he comes out. Good enough for you?
Yeah, that's valid. Good call. That's why I'm asking, man.
Against him, oh gee, let me think.
That's it. No, there's no time for that.
I know. Again, the chair shots, mate. It's not helping me.
Yeah, no, I understand, brother.
Probably from Wrestle Rampage, I'll probably put him against Jag. Jag's been a mainstay here in SA Wrestling. He's gone overseas. He's done his thing.
Yep.
He's done a lot of great things for SA Wrestling and for himself and his company, Wrestle Rampage. Again, he knows how to work. He looks the part. He looks amazing. And yeah, what else can I say about him? He's just a phenomenal talent. And putting him versus him in the main event of my show, I would absolutely love to see that.
Did you ever get an opportunity to work with Jag?
Never in my life.
Not yet.
Well, things could happen, but
Exactly right.
That's right. Yeah, you're right.
I
You never know.
Got fucked backs, we've fucked hips, fucked knees, and everything else. But you never know what's going to happen.
exactly right.
Well, and I think the opportunity would be, and I'm not sure if I'm talking for you now, but All Star Wrestling, I think, would be the opportunity where that
Is that
could
still going?
possibly happen. Well, I think so. I think he's going to come back next year. When I say he,
Really?
as in Blas.
Is that a good
Blase.
idea?
Hey?
Is that a good idea?
Well,
Didn't his last show draw 60 people?
I'm not sure about the numbers, but I mean, any time that you can bring in talent from every single federation,
Yep.
I think that's got to be a good thing.
Well, exactly
I mean-
right. But I think your checkbook counts. If anybody else wanted to fucking pay wrestlers, things might happen. That's all I'm saying. I'm throwing it out there. I'm just throwing things out there. All Star Wrestling, the last thing I heard, the first show drew 300 people. The last show drew fucking 60. There's only so long you can go if you're not making any money. All right, we're going to go straight into word association here, Ace. This is what we're going to do with all of our guests. Thank you so much for coming on again, brother. We can sit here all day blowing smoke up your ass, but eventually you're going to come. So my word association is this. Ace Wilson, first thing that comes to your head when I say the name, the real deal, Steve Oneal.
Legend of SA Wrestling, period.
You're a cunt. Nah, just joking. That was like, good. Really? That's your answer? Legend of SA Wrestling?
Yeah, no, I
Wow.
he is like I blown smoke up his ass before, but he is the reason I got into wrestling in SA, and I love all of his work. Watching there was a video uploaded on this very Facebook page of a clip of 8 minutes of
The Horseshit
Real Deal,
podcast,
and
that's
oh my
right.
god, rewatching that stuff, going oh my god, that shit is amazing. This guy could go. He probably still can go if you're looking at me right now.
Yeah,
if
we're gonna
me and you
push
one
that.
on one, yeah.
We tried.
Yeah, that's right.
Tried.
Hell no.
But no, absolute top of the class. One of the best I've ever seen in my life.
Phenomenal. Wow. Cannonball, you got a word for Ace Wilson, our guest tonight.
I do. Are you ready?
I don't know, am I?
I think you might be. Michael Weaver.
Michael Weaver. Wow. He is also amazing. That guy has come such a long way from when I first saw him back in, I did a couple of shows for PWI, who was for Joel Bateman. He came into SA, did a couple of rural shows, and Michael Weaver's... He actually trained with me at the Snakepit Academy for a few times, and I helped him, train on the basics. For what that guy's done, he's gone to Japan, he's come back, and he's reanimated himself, redeveloped his character, and he is absolutely amazing, putting it right there.
What is the character now?
So basically, he's gone to Japan, and he's come back as the Great Weaver, so he's taken on the Japan... The basic Japan kind of role, like we know with the mist and the face paint, and kind of like a Muta kind of role.
Kind of like the Muta. It is the Muta.
What are you trying to say?
Well, it's exactly the same. Yeah, I haven't seen it. Obviously,
No,
I haven't
I
seen it.
agree.
I've just gone by your description. It sounds...
Well, it's no disrespect to Michael Weaver. I haven't watched many of his matches.
No disrespect. I'm just saying it's not kinda. I mean, it is.
At the end of the day, Weaver was great. He was part of the New Black. He was one of the dominating Snake Pit champions of before or after me, and then before my other reign. And he's done a really well job. He led a stable. He was really powerful. Now he's gone away, had some time off, and he's redeveloped. And you might say it is basically the Muna, but the fans dig it, man. That's all that counts.
Exactly right, brother. If they're paying for tickets, good work. Steve, word from me, heard from Cannibal. Who you got? Who you got for Ace?
Well, I'll just... Because my number one favourite pro wrestler of all time is Shawn Michaels, so that's my word association for you, Ace.
Shawn Michaels, probably the greatest performer. I know it's been said all over WWF and WWE Network, but he is the greatest performer of all time.
That's your opinion too?
Yeah, definitely. He can go with anybody. You watch any match he's had against, Ric Flair for that final one in 2008, Triple H. He's worked with Rey Mysterio. He's worked with everybody. He is the best performer of all time.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sorry for doing this. I just cannot help myself but ask this. But can I just hear your top three, just out of curiosity?
My top three wrestlers,
yeah.
Far as global wrestlers.
Yeah.
Or?
Well, yeah.
Ever.
Okay.
Ever.
Is that what you're saying, Steve? Ever? Your
No,
best
Cannibal, it's not
workers
you.
ever?
I love you, but no, it's not you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Get off the show.
My favourite all time, out of character and everything, is Ric Flair. Ric Flair. He is the man.
Other two?
Other two, Shawn Michaels. And number three is the guy that I obviously clearly rip off quite a bit, is Triple H. He's master technician. He is clean. Stop laughing at me, mate.
I thought it was going to be Steve Oneal, but anyway.
I've already blown enough smoke up his ass, all right?
We're not interviewing
All right.
Cannibal Chris Taylor.
Yeah, you just upset Cannibal,
I'm fine, brother. I'm fine. I'm hot stuff.
apparently.
Jesus Christ. That was a huge segment. Thank you so much, Ace Wilson, for coming in here. The Horseshit Podcast. You know what? You could almost say you're on notice.
What do you mean?
Huh?
I'm just throwing it out there. I thought last week I heard some segment was going to start saying, Cannibal puts people on notice. Obviously, it's not happening because you're a bitch.
Excuse me?
Sorry?
What did you just call me?
He said you got a bad itch.
Yeah,
I got a
exactly.
bad it. I
Yep.
know what he said, motherfucker.
Eighth Wilson.
Don't
to
be
my
trying to
rescue.
sugarcoat it, right?
Motherfucker.
Whoa, I'm a
Motherfucker.
fucking diabetic. Don't
Hey.
say sugarcoat, you son of a bitch.
I get
I
jokes.
shouldn't really talk about that. But anyway, all right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Cannonball Chris Taylor's You're on Notice. And today's, tonight, sorry, I should say,
Oh, boy.
is
boy.
on SA drivers. Now,
Which state?
He always there was the hums. You fucking idiots. Anyway,
My name's Jeff.
who's scared of a Jeffrey? Anyway, you know what? Today I've been driving around and, I've obviously took my son to school this morning and, I'm going down a two-way street. All right? Two-way.
Yep.
Two-way, not a one-way.
Okay.
A two-way.
Clarify
All right? Now, I'm driving down there and on the other side of the road, there's parked cars. On my side, there's no parked cars, okay? So if you're driving down the road and another car is coming towards you, which side gives way?
Well, it's a different kettle. Where's the parked car? Which side? Is it on my side or your side?
Wait, what?
It's
You two
not on
different-
my side. It's on your side, Blake.
So Cannonball and Blake Mitchell are driving opposite sides of the road,
Correct.
and the parked car is in my side.
Yes,
I give way to you.
you do. Correct.
Don't tell me what to do.
Listen here, sunshine. You will do exactly what I tell you to do after this. Anyway,
Oh, fuck.
so I'm driving down the road, two-way street, not much room, and this dickhead decides to not give way and expect me to give way. I've given the old, what the hell are you doing? He flips me off. I reckon it was Ace Wilson that done it, actually.
To be fair, I'd flip you off anyway because look at you.
well,
ugly
you
motherfucker.
know,
It's true.
I can't help that I burnt you even more. But anyway,
Fucking hell. Was that a Flaming Tables reference?
Freaking 9 years ago.
never.
Fuck, was it
It was just at the perfect time.
Oh, Jesus.
So, Cannibal, just
yes.
to ask, so this guy flipped you the bird?
Yeah, he flipped me the bird.
Wow.
I thought, you prick, you arrogant fucking prick.
Was it
You
a
know
parrot?
what? I would expect that from a Victorian driver
Oh, Nicky
Or-
Clips is listening.
or a Sydney driver. You
Oh,
know what? But
TNT,
I would
Greg
not.
Mounds is listening.
I would not expect that from a South Australian driver.
Oh!
And yet this dude done it, and I can't believe, you know, and it pissed me off because I was in the right and he was in the wrong. And you know what? To me, that just shows arrogance. And I'm just saying now that South Australian drivers, I'm putting you on notice.
Oh, shit. God
boy.
damn. Speaking on notice, you know, there's nothing else to talk about. So I think we're going to wrap it up.
No, hang on.
Steve.
Did you
Steve.
even think about
No, we're all done,
closing
Steve.
this show
We're closing it. We're
without
done.
exposing you guys? I mean, he calls his segment.
What?
Hey.
Who's
What's he
exposing?
talking
No,
about?
I'm exposing the.
Blake, what's he going on about?
I don't know. We're all done.
I'm exposing these guys for
Don't
their
worry
lack
about it,
of
Steve.
commitment and
No, no.
homework
Fuck
to the
him in the
Horseshit
bum.
podcast.
No, fuck the
What's
horseshit.
that? What are you
Okay,
talking
Cannibal
about?
Chris-
These
So-
two guys, I gave you a very simple, very simple homework assignment. Thanks,
Assignment.
Ace.
Exactly. And I bet off all 3 days last week
I
that you
bet
told
you
me
bet
to.
off.
And
That wasn't the assignment.
oh,
All right, the
Mum,
assignment
forget that. Mum, I'm sorry.
It was very simple.
That
It was
was
to
not-
watch the damn 1999 Royal Rumble
Yep.
pay-per-view.
No, Mum,
in
there was rats
particularly
in the wall. There was
the
rats
Rock
in the wall.
versus Mankind match. You guys failed to do it. You ignored the homework
What are you
assignment.
talking about, man?
I was jerking nothing.
you
Mum,
what?
I'm sorry about the noises. That
Really?
wasn't the rats. It was the rats. I had every intention, Steve.
Enough. Watch the damn match. Report back to me next week and give me the damn review. It's going to be an ongoing segment that we're going to do. You guys need to get on board. And Ace Wilson, you're not out of the woods.
What do you mean?
Well, you're going to email me
racist.
your review
Yeah,
of
very
it, and I'll
racist.
read it on next week's show if you're not here in person.
Yeah, all right. Done.
It's very simple, you two.
Okay.
Cannibal, Blake, watch
All
the
right.
damn match.
All right. I'll
Okay,
watch,
Holmes.
I'll watch Gilbert vs Jericho on Nitro. You know, we'll watch
Gilbert.
the match. Steve
Goldberg,
O'Neill,
is
thank
it?
you so much. You know, we are here, the Horseshit Podcast, every single week. Catch us on Facebook.com/The Horseshit Podcast.
But Edna.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, you can catch us. Yeah, no, you can get even on the URL. You can catch us on Facebook.com/the official HSP. Catch us on the email, which is thehsp@hotmail.com. Send us your information, your comments, feedback, everything you can. Catch us on Buzzsprout, iTunes. It's all happening. Cannibal Crystal, The Real Deal Steve O'Neill, Ace Wilson, the Aboriginal Assassin.
Thanks, Ace.
Thank you, Ace.
Thank you
All right,
so
gentlemen.
much, Ace Wilson. Let's give him a round of applause.
Yay!
Did you say pause?
I did say pause. P-A-W-S.
Pause. Here's the pause,
Here's the round of applause.
guys.
Thanks, Ace Wilson. You know what, guys? Check out PWSA. They are live every friggin' week. Check out Wrestle Rampage. They are live. Check out ACW. Everything else that's going on. RCW. These guys are here. This is the Horseshit Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Keep the horseshit real.